I wound up catching another charge, which is a robbery case, 2011, and then the conspiracy came later that like the same year, a few months after.
Gotcha. How much time did you do for the robbery?
I took 3.5 for the robbery.
Yeah, damn, you spent how many years in total? Yeah.
So 3.5 rank concurrent with 2 to 6. That's for my conspiracy. I basically did 4 years. I did 4. I got locked up for that grip. I did 5 years for that. That's 9. I just did 3.5, so I just say 12 and a half.
Damn, son. 12 and a half years in total.
Yeah, in total.
Wow. While you're away, what are some things that you see are new? Like, were you there for like certain things, like certain platforms like Snapchat? Yeah. Like, were you away or?
I was away when a lot of it was like at its
damn, son.
But it's like being in jail. Like
you definitely missed Vine era, like Instagram. The beginning of, did you miss the beginning of like Instagram and things like that?
Yeah.
Sheesh. How did that affect you? Or were things just super fast for you when you came home, or you caught on quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause I was always like a internet. I was like always savvy. So it's like, Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah.
For me, when Instagram came out, I came home 2015.
Okay.
So it was like,
wow, man. Damn. Boom. All right, so you get hit with the conspiracy. Well, you do the robbery, you do 3.5 for that. Mm-hmm. Now, you could get into that, right? Mm-hmm. What was going on in your life at that time?
With the robbery?
Yeah, because I asked that, let me be a little bit more direct. Do you feel like you needed bread at that time, or could you have asked your parents or something and you just felt like you wanted to be independent?
I'm gonna say reality was I wanted my own shit. Mm-hmm. Like, I ain't want to keep going to my mom's or relying or waiting on my mom's or my pops to do for me. And plus, the shit that us being hustlers at this time, it was like we had to get some type of flour, had to get some type of money. So it was like, my moms and them, they gonna make sure I got a little 100 or 2, a little $80 or something like that. But I want these True Religions. I want these Uggs. I want this, that, and third. And I know how I could get it quick. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Gotcha. What do you? Is it a store?
Oh no, it was actually a dice game.
Okay.
I wound up booking some dude named Hayward. He told.
Was he in the streets as well, or he wasn't?
Yeah, he's an older dude, like around my pops and age. He probably like 50-something years old, but he's a known that play dice and shit. So, long story short, I'm at school actually taking my regents.
Yeah.
For me, I get a call. This is booked. Everybody, all the bros for their bread.
The guy, the older guy.
Dice, yeah.
Yeah.
And he wasn't like, I guess somebody, one of the bros lost his rent bread and his phone bill bread.
Yeah.
His mom just gave it to him to go pay the bills. I think he just lost like $1,200 or some shit like that.
Whew.
For me. And he asked him for a walk, and I guess he gave him like $15. So bro felt disrespected. Like, I just lost a band and change to you. You give me $15 walk? Like,
yeah. I don't really gamble. Mm-hmm. What is a walk?
A walk is basically if you lose $50 to me and you ask me for a walk, I give you $10. Basically giving you $10, like, that's a walk right here. Take your walk. Like,
okay. And out of the $1,200, all he gave him was $15. What do you think would have been a good number for him to give?
Being grown though, that man ain't owe him nothing. He ain't have to give him nothing.
Oh wow, yeah.
It's just a respect thing. Like, it was just like, even though he ain't had to give him nothing, but you giving me $15 out of $1,200 that I lost. It's like, You should have just gave me nothing.
I think anything would have gotten him and you mad though. Like if he gave him the 15 or gave him nothing, y'all would have still.
Me being like, say if I was there, because I was at school when all this was going on.
Yeah.
If I was there and my bro would have lost $1,200 and then somebody would have gave him $15, I don't care if he gave him $20. I just lost $1,200 to you giving me $20, bro. I'd have just jacked you saying no.
Okay.
You giving me $20, bro?
But saying no wouldn't get you upset though?
Saying no would get me upset, but giving me $20 getting me even more upset.
That's a fact. Like,
you giving me $20, like what the this gonna do, bro?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. What number would have sufficed?
At least 2 bills. At least 2 bills.
Yeah.
At least 2 bills.
Yeah. All right. So boom, he gets that, and so $1,200 from that one kid. Does he get money from anyone else, or no? It's just really him.
He booked. Like I said, he done wrote the whole dice game. He done got this person for like $1,200. Got this person for like 7 bills. Got somebody else for like 3 and change. It was just like he did his numbers, bro.
He paid rent for himself for the next. Well, at least he was on the way to. And then, I guess you get wind of it.
I get wind that only reason why he got booked was because of the whole walk situation. Like, because of that. So I get the call. I pulls up. For me, only reason why I got the call because at this time I was like one of the only bros that had their own situation. So I pulls up, books him. Next thing I know, that man got a wife that's a cop.
Oh.
And they driving around at first looking for me. Then I wanted to be, police. I wanted to for me. A lot of people was already telling me that police for me was looking for me and shit like that. I didn't know how true it was because they never came to the crib or nothing. So one day I come outside and I wanted to get him booked, bro. I got booked right in front of my son.
Damn. Wow. And from there it's pretty much.
Yeah, from there it was like he was coming to every court date. I didn't even have trial. He was going to every court date. That's how serious he was.
I mean, his wife probably told him kind of like, yo, this is what you got to do to make sure it sticks.
Yeah, but I feel like, that's why I used to, like.
What is he doing playing dice if his wife is a cop?
I don't know, bro. And if a lot of the bros that knew, like older guys, knew of him, like being like that or having a wife that's like that, it was just crazy how they just have him just intertwined in a lot of shit.
Damn. Wow. Now, that 3 years is your first real bid.
3.5,
You said how long?
3.5.
3.5. 3.5. You obviously go up top, right?
Yeah, I didn't go up top yet. And I got actually in the process of getting sentenced and all that, I got rearrested for the conspiracy.
Sheesh. So you're serving 3.5. Then they run down the conspiracy. They recharge us for conspiracy.
Gotcha.
I'll get into that in a second. Okay. Now you're on your way. You go to Rikers. Now you're familiar with Rikers. You've been there before, but you're not familiar with going upstate.
Right.
How are you feeling going up there? I always hear like that bus ride is kind of nerve-wracking. Was it nerve-wracking for you?
So like my first experience taking that bus trip, it was like, damn, I'm about to really be away from my family. I thought it was like the movies a little bit for me. But yeah, that first, I ain't even gonna lie, it's been so long that I can't even remember that shit, but that I just remember like when I was getting on the highway and shit like that, and I was passing through like open land and shit, I'm like, oh damn, like really about to go serve some time, gang.
It's like going from civilization to nothing.
Yeah, to like, I don't know what's about to come. I don't know what's in front of me right now.
Yeah, what's on the other side. Damn, that's scary, man. But when you get there.
When I get there, I get to Downstate. I went to Downstate.
Yeah. Are you big at this time or still small?
Nah, at this time I got a little weight on me.
Okay.
Like, well, I got a lot of weight, man. My shit was fake. Alright. At this time I came from the full building. I was in a lesson.
Yeah.
So in a full building, a lot of people, like, I have a name from jail to the street. So me going to downstate, it's like, it's big, it's heavy.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I'm YB. So a lot of, like, going up north being YB, you get told, that's like going up north being Crip. They wasn't jacking us in a lot of jails.
Okay.
Only the tough really was surviving.
Gotcha.
So I was YB and I was still GD.
Yeah.
You feel me? They call it double jacking.
Yeah.
For me at this time, that's just what it was on for me. So when I get to downstate, because I was fighting a conspiracy, my classification was like high. So I was in downstate probably for like 6 months waiting to get like designated. My first jail I wanted to go into was Comstock. That's a max. For me, usually a lot of people that's adolescent that's not fighting only had 3.5 years when I was fighting my conspiracy. So usually I would have went to a medium, but because I was fighting a A1 felony, which I didn't get convicted of, but because I was fighting one, that's the reason why my classification was high and they wanted to send me to a max.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so what is your time like while you do your 3.5 years?
My first experience, it was like a sponge, bro. Like, I was one of those individuals that, even though I was young, I was always mature.
Yeah.
In different aspects. So I used every bit that I ever did as a learning experience. So one thing I remember, my first bit, I used that as to learn more about religion. So I got a chance to learn about Jewish, Buddhism, more about Christian. I just tried to learn about different stuff. Rastafarian. For me, I was reading heavy into that. I didn't have my GED at that time, so I was still in school. I was reading up on businesses. Drawing, I was doing a lot.
Okay, gotcha. Was there any like eye openers, things that was just like, oh hell no, this is crazy?
So like I said, my first experience was behind a wall. So I'm seeing getting cut, stabbed every day, and it's always around politics, gangs, gambling, and shit like that. So I'm GD. I just know, like, it's not a lot of us here. It was, honestly speaking, even though I was GD and YB, it was only me and my son B-Mac. That was before B-Mac was he was YB, be the boss. We was together then all the time, so we only had really each other. Even though it was like Brooklyn call, we have a Brooklyn call and shit like that, but it wasn't like when I first got to Comstock, the Brooklyn call wasn't as strong as I heard it to be. You feel me? Everybody was just so much over the place, and me and B-Mac was like the two youngest in the jail. Everybody jacked us. You feel me? So shout out my son Pod. It was a few, we had a little team, but that's just how that was. So I just knew to stay out of politics. Yeah. I knew to stay out gang politics. Like, I'm GD, I have no reason why I'm in the middle of blood politics or this Crip or Lion King, you feel me? So I just stayed over here. If I saw something, I just kept my mouth to us, you feel me?